आपने नाम भी लिया है, श्रीमती अपरिजिता सारंगी।
Thank you, Speaker, sir. I consider it my privilege to be able to talk on the Immigration and Foreigners Bill 2025, a bill of immense significance, which has been brought to the Lok Sabha by the Ministry of Home Affairs. To draft this bill is the need of the hour, and I commend the efforts of the Home Ministry for this remarkable endeavor. They have done a meticulous job, and all of us need to appreciate that. My dear friends, we are aware of Taittiriya Upanishad, Atithi Devo Bhava. तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद का यह वाक्य हमारे देश की परंपरा, हमारे देश की संस्कृति को दर्शाता है। हम अतिथियों को सम्मान देते हैं, हम अतिथियों की पूजा करते हैं और आतिथ्य के लिए हमारा देश जाना जाता है। लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर बहुत विनम्रता के साथ लेकिन आत्मविश्वास के साथ कहना चाहूंगी कि एक तरफ हम अपने प्राचीन परंपरा को लेकर गर्वित हैं और अतिथियों का सम्मान करते हैं, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ हमें अपनी सीमाओं और राष्ट्रीय हितों की सुरक्षा भी करनी पड़ती है और करनी चाहिए। हमें यह सुनिश्चित करना होता है कि केवल वे लोग वैध तरीके से हमारे देश में आए जिनके आगमन से, जिनके रहने से हमारे देश के संसाधन और हमारे देश की सुरक्षा पर कोई नकारात्मक प्रभाव न पड़े। I was listening to my esteemed colleague Manish Tiwari ji. He was actually questioning the need for this particular bill, one, and number two, he talked about the need for balancing. Now, what's the need of drafting this bill? My dear friends, I will take you to 1970 to a particular Supreme Court case. I have gone through that case. R. Monterio versus State of Goa, 1970. Honorable Supreme Court has given a very clear-cut judgment. With your permission, Speaker, sir, I will like to read out. It cannot be doubted that the reception and residence of an alien is a matter of discretion, and every state has, by reason of its own territorial supremacy, not only the legal right, but also the competence to exclude the aliens from the whole or any part of its territories. A state can make laws for the entry, residence, and eviction regulating aliens. I was quite interested to know as to how many illegal immigrants are there in the country. I went to one of the replies given by the then Minister of State for Home, Sri Kiran Rijiju, long back in 2016. He has given a reply to an honorable member of parliament, and he said, at that point of time, there were 2 crore Bangladeshi immigrants. This is completely on record. I was also going through some of the arrests that have been made, some of the nabbing that has been done by the Railway Protection Force and our security forces. I mean, these are authentic data, you can cross-check. January 24 to January 25, 2,601 Bangladeshi immigrants coming through the Indo-Bangladesh border. I'm just giving you some examples, some figures, have been nabbed by the security forces. One. Number two, the Railway Protection Force. They have a major role to play in this regard. In 2021, a part of 2021, they had nabbed, they had arrested 586 Bangladeshi nationals who were trying to get into India through the Indo-Bangladesh border, and 318 Rohingyas. We are concerned about this, and that is why this bill, And we are concerned about the whole thing, and that is why we have gone by the Supreme Court judgment of 1970. The Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, is well within its right to draft this particular bill. Friends, why this bill? I'm coming to that question again. Why this bill? I think all my friends to my right should know that this bill was the need of the hour. I'm giving you clear-cut reasons as to why we needed this bill. The matters concerning foreigners and the immigration are actually looked into, or rather administered, by 4 laws at this point of time. Number 1, the Foreigners Act 1946, the Immigration Act 2000, the Passport Entry to India Act 1920, and the Registration of Foreigners Act 1939. I talked to you about all the years. Now, my dear friends, all these are pre-constitution laws, most of them. Number 1. Number 2, if you go to the statement of object and reasons of this particular bill, which I will make a humble appeal to each one of you to go through, the reasons have been given very candidly, very clearly, very cogently. I will implore you to read that. There are 4 acts, as I said, pre-constitution acts, I will say. But at the same time, I must say that there are many overlapping provisions, number 1, and they were drafted during extraordinary times, during the First and the Second World War. So I think this is extremely important to have the 4 acts revisited. And that is why we always needed this particular bill. The time has come for a comprehensive and unified legislation to consolidate all these laws, to remove the inconsistencies and align with the modern realities. It's extremely important, and that is why here is a robust framework, a simplified framework to actually ensure competence, to actually ensure efficiency in the governance of immigration and foreign nationals and other related matters. Adhyaksh Mahoday, the Immigration and Foreigners Act Bill 2025 का उद्देश्य एक सरल, समग्र और स्पष्ट कानून बनाना है, जो यह निर्धारित करे कि कौन हमारे देश में प्रवेश कर सकता है, कौन रह सकता है और कौन किस परिस्थिति में इस देश को छोड़कर जा सकता है। यह बहुत जरूरी है। और इस बिल में बहुत अच्छी बात एक लिखी गई है कि जितने भी अस्पताल हैं, जितने भी संस्थान हैं, शैक्षणिक संस्थान और अन्य संस्थान, वो रिपोर्ट करेंगे कि उनके पास, उनके क्षेत्र में, उनके संस्थानों में कितने फॉरेन नेशनल्स हैं, कितने विदेशी हैं। यह कदम न केवल दस्तावेज की जांच में सख्ती बताएगा, बल्कि उन लोगों के खिलाफ जो कार्रवाई होनी है उसे भी सुनिश्चित करेगा जो नियमों का उल्लंघन करते हैं। एंड हियर इज अ नो नॉनसेंस गवर्नमेंट। हम अतिथि देवो भव की बात करते हैं और इसके साथ साथ जो नियमों का उल्लंघन करेंगे निश्चित तौर पर उनके विरुद्ध कार्रवाई की जाएगी और सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी। I was also trying to understand, while I was reading the bill, while I was reading all the connected documents pertaining to the bill, as to how this idea, this great idea came to our Ministry of Home Affairs to draft this bill. My dear friends, I'm delighted to inform all my esteemed colleagues here from the right and the left that the ministry has done a meticulous job, I reiterate, and they drew upon the recommendations of various parliamentary standing committees and the Law Commission. I quote here, I will bring to your knowledge that the Estimates Committee of the Parliament in 1992 actually identified not many gaps in the implementation of the laws pertaining to immigration and foreign nationals. They had recommended at that point of time in 1992 many key reforms. And at the same time, they had said that the laws governing the immigration should be very stringent. Number two, I would also like to inform you that there is this Law Commission 175th report. I reiterate, Law Commission 175th report, which has very strongly recommended the overhauling of these laws, these 4 laws which I talked of. Now, number 3, let me come to the report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Home Affairs in 1998, which categorically stated that there was a requirement of in-depth study of the status of effectiveness of all these laws that were in operation and that were not giving the kind of dividend that all of us in India deserved. We were not getting the results that should have been given to us. Therefore, my dear friends, keeping in view the Supreme Court judgment of 1970, keeping in view the recommendations of the Parliamentary Standing Committee and the Law Commission 175th report, and keeping in view the need of the hour, I think we wanted this particular bill, and which has come in a very good shape. Friends, what are the major components? I'll just touch upon 6 points. I'll not take much of your time. Brevity is the soul of the wit. I will not go beyond a particular point. 6 points. 1, it clearly states that no individual shall be allowed to enter India via air, water or land without a valid transport and related travel documents. Is it wrong? Is the Home Ministry wrong if it talks very emphatically about it? Not at all. It is the duty of the government to ensure that there is absolutely no nonsense approach when governance and administration of issues are concerned. No foreigner should be allowed to enter into or stay in India if his or her staying in India will be a threat to the national security. The decision of the immigration officer will be final and binding. Now, there is a question from my esteemed colleague Manish Tiwari. My dear friends, there is absolutely no financial implication of all the suggestions given by the Ministry of Home Affairs. There is a Bureau of Immigration. The Bureau of Immigration is being strengthened. We are trying to bring in more transparency in the administration. We are trying to ensure that they become more effective. So there is absolutely no recurring or non-recurring expenditure charged to the Consolidated Fund of India. So this particular thing in the minds of all of us, that any bill coming would necessarily entail some kind of expenditure, is far from the truth, and we must remember this. A very important part of the bill is the bill places onus on individuals to prove his or her legal status in India. And of course, last but not the least, the bill proposes much needed stricter penalties for violation of the laws. Now, before I conclude, let me tell you that there are countries who have actually gone ahead and have gone for very stringent laws. The countries are United States, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, and the Gulf cooperation countries. When such countries have done, and they have actually showed to the people that they have a no-nonsense approach and things are improving, I think we also need to get into that. And I must tell you, the figure I procured from the Ministry of Home Affairs, April 1, 23 to March 31, 2024, 98,40,000 foreign nationals have come. But at the same time, when I drilled down, I found 3,93,341 of those actually overstayed the period of permission. So this is the kind of situation that we are in. Extremely important.
Thank
you so much, sir. Just 30 seconds. Extremely important to come forward and wholeheartedly support this bill. I can only say that, we have always room for improvement. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better best. We are trying to move from good to better and better to best. Thank you very much. Let us all support the bill. Thanks.
Sri Rajiv Rai.